Now that you are in Serenity, the state of the city has become blatantly apparent. There's clergymen checking in visitors by splashing them with holy water, random sermons being hosted in parks, and the obelisk that Serenity is built around has visibly been altered to fit the church's agenda. Everyone but 64 has gone to settle down in their rooms or wait at the Drake's Rest Inn, much to the dismay of Patina. During 64's walk, a handbell rang, summoning all nearby townsfolk around a platform in the park. Someone was giving some sort of speech. It was Astrid, looking quite at home in a city seemingly ruled by the church. We begin our session as Astrid finishes her speech. Now go! Be excellent to each other. Revel in the present and future that we cultivate under God's watchful eye. Thank you for preserving the peace. And with that, the crowd all bows their heads simultaneously. And 64, you can feel a bit of a warmth coming from the masses. And then they all go back to their business, leaving in all sorts of directions. What do you do in this moment?
I think 64 is just going to blend in with the crowd and keep out of the way, but go on about his walk. He'll eventually loop back to the tavern, probably after like 15 minutes or so.
Okay, just go on a little bit of a walk. Okay. Okie doke. So I think back at the tavern or the inn, the Drake's Rest Inn, we had Alexander waiting in the lobby, and everyone else went up to their rooms.
I did.
Room, yeah.
Okay. So in between, like while you're still out, 64, Ginger will have come in and given Alec some directions for a favor that she owes him, sending him off into the town square to go take care of something. There's a gift waiting for him already in the city. And whose room do we want to make? Who is anyone bunking with Alec in the same room? Okay, we're using your room for the get together for everyone to talk privately. So, Ginger comes back from her little outing, and she knocks. More like you hear a knocking pattern at your door. Just knock, knock, scrape, knock, knock.
Morlai will cautiously approach the door and he'll is there any like eye hole that he can look through?
Yeah. Yeah, when you look out, you see the tabaxi that was talking to you guys earlier. She's got her hands folded behind her back, just kind of waiting patiently for the door to open.
Morlai will crack the door open, but not open it fully, and just like, yes.
It is time for us to talk about what we need to talk about. If you could gather your companions in this room, that would be good. More privacy in one space.
Very well. I mean, I don't know how this place works. I'll have to look around.
If you know who it is, when you go up the stairs to go to the door, you just think about who it is and their door is there. It is one door that goes to all of the doors.
Very well. You're not going to, stab me or anything, right?
To stab you would make everything much more complicated. You and I are allies.
Very well. That would seem very complicated. He will step out of his room, close the door, and immediately turn back around to start knocking on the door to like gather everyone.
Cold steel presses against. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, first off, dick move.
And you try out exactly what she had said. You think about, you think of the face of Leonie, or whoever you would like to go first. I just think of Leonie first. You knock on the door, and it is each person's room. So in whichever order you want to do that, you are more than welcome.
Yeah, that'll be exactly what I do.
Fantastic. Does anyone have any holdups, complications before they all get shuffled into the room? Anything they want to do?
Nothing from me, boss.
Nope, I'm good.
Sweet.
Oh, good.
You're getting in there? Yeah, they'll wait around for sure until you get there. I'll say 64. You're probably the last one in. And I kind of imagine in my head it's Ginger like kind of pacing the room talking while everyone's just either like off to the side or sitting on the edge of the bed while she just gives a little presentation for the class.
This is the big room, right? So like the bed is
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Yes, this is the large size room. And it's, for those who didn't get one, it is indeed large. It looks like 3 Alexanders could live in here comfortably, without getting in everyone's way all the time, or at least like use the room comfortably.
Oh yeah, that's my room. That's at least 6. That's at least 6 or 7 Leonese. That's crazy.
More like sitting on his bed.
Fuck yeah.
Like, this is his room.
Yeah, it's
I'm
when
sitting on the
everyone
bed too.
hangs out in your dorm. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit there too.
I'll
I
sit
own
on the bed. She stands in the corner.
With everyone in, Ginger kind of claps. What? Go ahead.
Is Miss Bernadetta here as well?
Yes. I low key kind of forgot about her in the hubbub. Who wanted to take her?
I think we agreed. She was staying with
Alshanniel.
Patina.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
Alshanniel got her.
I was
own
like,
room,
she's with
Patina.
someone, man. She is happily invited in, and she will take that invitation in unless someone really demands that she doesn't be here.
While we're walking to the room, I will ask Lady Bernadetta if she knows who Ginger is.
Yes, she's well, she's an associate of Soy Sauce. They all work together. She's to be trusted. She has my trust.
Good.
I don't know if she kind of like giggles a little. I don't know if she trusts me after coming back after I'm not supposed to, but she has the country's best interest in heart right now.
The whole group she is a part of.
Yes. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but she's at least in the right space.
Are you part of this group?
No, I'm just, I'm a good being shipped. I'm cargo being maneuvered around. They owed us a favor, so in the midst of everything, they took care of me, but I'm sure she'll explain that. And if not, I can tell you later. It's no bother. She's looking a little
It's just
nervous.
It is okay.
Okay.
So everyone files into the room. I guess this technically requires different music, not the machine girl. It's quiet in the thing. Just turn it down. It's quiet in the room. I can't think of any. I don't have anything ready.
That'll be
I have quiet ambience if you want it.
throw it in there if you're able.
Fireplace ambiance.
Whoa, Jesus Christ, little girl, get down.
Oh, I thought that was because of me. I was like, it wasn't that loud. It was.
No,
I didn't
she
even do.
almost popped right into a candle that was all like lit.
Oh,
This
oh.
dumbass.
Dumbass.
This is dumbass.
She wanted to be warm. Let her be warm.
Be
Jesus
normal and go sit on
Christ.
your dad's computer.
Okay, so Ginger claps her hands together, takes a deep breath, and says, "Okay. So to start off, for some credibility, I would like to share that I am in fact a protege of your traveling companion, Alexander. I foolishly tried to mug him when I was 15, and naturally, his response was to correct my form, and he continued to teach me for 5 years after that. It would have been a much harder life without his interference, so I want to establish early that I will always feel indebted to him, and I would never put him or his companions in harm's way." I am part of a group known as Snake Way. In simple terms, we are a black market trading organization, but the connotation is much worse than it sounds. We work directly and somewhat openly with townsfolk and local businesses to make sure that they can get their rarer materials more expeditiously and securely. We have all heard of stories of sending out an adventuring party to get something hard to acquire and those people not showing back up. We also have plenty of transactions with governments under our belt. That part typically stays under wraps, but this situation is dire, so I think transparency is best for now. Surely you are the folks that picked up Shala, and she points to Bernadetta, from Soy Sauce. She is also a member of Snakeway, and an accomplished one at that. She was supposed to, her eyebrows furrow. She was supposed to direct you to the Lake of the Ancients for the next departure point. We intended for her to always be on the move and hard to track down while we wait for things to stabilize here. Tell me, why did you stray from the plan in the worst direction possible?
Did Soy Sauce actually tell us to go to the Lake of the Ancients?
No. Soy
I
Sauce,
remember
in fact, told you that Bernadetta would tell you where to go.
Patina will speak up and say, "Well, it was actually Soy Sauce who told us that Lady Bernadetta would tell us where to go. And given that information, we assumed nothing was incorrect about that statement. And Lady Bernadetta wished to come here. So we completed our job and got her safely where she wanted to go."
The moment you first mention it was Lady Bernadetta, she just glances and glares at the lady throughout your entire statement. Are you certain that Soy Sauce told you that before the lady talked to you?
Am I certain?
Roll a history check if you're not sure. Oh shit, we're rolling.
That's a 7 plus 5 for a total of 12.
Yeah, you're pretty sure. Soy Sauce gave you guys like a debriefing as she flew down the stairs to get you guys to her little holding cell.
That is what I remember. If anyone wishes to contradict me, I'll glance to the rest of the party.
Alsha's silent.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
That is what I remember, but if anyone wishes to contradict me in my memory...
Leonie shrugs. Yeah, no, my memory's not the best, so I could not tell you.
This Lake of the Ancients... Didn't... Okay, out of character. Didn't Alsha want to get the lady there as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Alsha, isn't this where you wanted to take the lady as well?
It is.
Are you a member of this Snakeway group?
I am not. But
So... I thought I will turn back to Ginger. I thought this was supposed to be a secret location, so why would Alsha know of the Lake of the Ancients that the lady was supposed to go to there?
I told her. Bernadetta pipes up. I told Alsha what was supposed to happen when we went and argued that one night.
I see.
That was our point of contention. And I assume I would have the same argument with Ginger if we weren't here with you right now. Yes, that is most accurate.
Why did Soy Sauce not tell us the location directly then?
Ginger puts one of her hands up to her face and just is really brushing through her facial fur, just thinking. If Soy Sauce is deviating from the plan, no. She is someone who I would trust most, if not all, decisions she would make. One does not reach high ranks in Snake Way by making poor judgment calls. I do not understand her course of action. Perhaps she was granting agency. Perhaps. No, that is really the only explanation I can think of. Regardless, it is rather humorous that we are all talking about the issue of memory right now, because that is exactly the problem here in Serenity. Tell me, do any of you remember Lady Bernadetta dying 3 months ago?
It was just the
Technically,
other two sisters, I thought. Or unless I'm misremembering something from the
I
first
was gonna
campaign.
say, I think you misremembered because they said that all the sisters were assassinated.
They meaning Astrid, right?
I don't know, they as in the whoever told us that because in
The
the first
Libertas Pugnatores?
yes, like
The terrorist group that killed them?
yeah, like I'm pretty sure, yeah, in the first session, like the first run of the game, it was like even in exposition, it was said that the three sisters were all murdered or assassinated by Libertas.
I
said
have
Puta-
it right
Putanores.
here. The Three Sisters Solitude has preserved peace through the leadership of clever alliances for nearly 300 years. It has become horrible news that two of our great leaders,
Oh,
Elder Cynthia
wow.
and Madame Pauline, have been assassinated. Our remaining ruling sister, Lady Bernadetta, is safe and has been placed in effective hiding.
That's what I thought, yeah. So no, we do not remember all three dying. Are you saying that this is what most of the townspeople here believe? Because that backs up with something that we saw encountered on the road here.
Did you meet people also from the city on the road?
We met a group of guards that believed Lady Bernadette was dead and that the person we were carrying was an impostor.
Well, I can tell you they were not particularly lying. You see, I know that Bernadetta is fine and is here and was never harmed. However, I have the distinct memories of her passing, of the funeral, of the watching her body being brought back into the city. I remember everything. But that is not true.
You remember her dying, or you remember the funeral? Because those are two separate events.
Both. I
You were
guess
there?
it would be best if I started from the beginning to make things a little more clear as to the players involved in this plan. From the way that I understand it, and all of my intel, this is how the fall of Serenity happened. There is a group called the Libertas Pugnadores, and they assassinated the Madame Pauline and Elder Cynthia nearly 3 months ago. They claim there was great injustice going down, but none that the Snake Way was ever privy to. And for the sake of brevity, I will say that we over time owed the Three Sisters as a government some favors, and they chose that moment to cash in on them. We were tasked with escorting Shala to safety without disclosing plans to the government as to avoid the truth being tortured out of them. We set out a course around the country to keep her moving, and we put it into action. And I must say, it was suspiciously easy. It should have required much more coordination and distractions and planning, but it seemed like we had no pursuers. However, as soon as we, figuratively, as we turned our backs to leave, a small but growing religious group called the Society of Light had somehow overrun the Serenity Mage Association. We were urged and assured from the government that the priority needed to be on securing Shala, so we did what they wished and focused our efforts on her. Somehow, it only took the Society 36 hours from the time they overran the Mage Association to having complete control over the city. They started, well, the total control comes from the obelisk. The obelisk in the middle acts as sort of a magical amplifier. It extends and empowers magic cast through it. You may already be aware that this is usually being casted upon calm emotions. Well, the society have adapted the spell Modify Memory to accomplish multiple things. One, they changed the narrative that all three sisters were killed by the Pugnatores, while also adding a detail that it occurred outside of the city. The true scene of the killing was undoubtedly within the Amethyst layer where they rest. 2. Adding the detail that their three sisters left power to the church due to the issues with the Mage Association and complete political absence. These two things have completely uprooted our understanding of what goes on. And you are to tell me that you have not been yet afflicted by this Modify Memory spell. If you did, you would know, because you would remember.
We have not been in Serenity since today, while the modified memory spell was up. I have been in the city before, but the sisters were all well alive then.
I have not been in this country for very long either.
You will likely feel the spell try to take hold of you by the morning. There is no consistent or easy way to break free of the spell that I am aware of. I, for example, am still under it myself. I have clear memories of hearing the news that all 3 ladies were killed. I remember the funeral procession. I remember seeing their bodies. And the entire time, I was looking at my notes and intel that completely contradicted my reality. If I were to trust my memory, then all of you are conspirators with a changeling posing as Shala. But if I trust my intel and my colleagues, you are allies to the city and the country. In any case, the spell will take hold of you eventually. I urge you to remember a moment that could only be brought about by your knowing her. You've traveled however long, at least from Mabrave, probably through Mabrave.
I think that will not be an issue.
Fantastic. This spell certainly works better if you are a regular person and caught unaware, as are mostly everybody in the city. I do find it peculiar that they did not kill Shala. Admittedly, they had the perfect chance to kill all 3 at once, but they did not take it. And why did the Libertas Pugnatores not take over? Did the Society of Light beat them to it? Was it a combined effort? We're still trying to figure out many things. No one from the Pugnatores can be found, and all those in any meaningful position in the society have nothing to say. We don't know or understand the extent of their surveillance, so we hesitate to bring anyone anywhere without completely blowing our cover. We are pretty sure that they are under the assumption that no one knows what they've really done, and we would like to keep it that way. So, now it comes time for you to explain to me. How did you get here? Does anyone else know of her?
There are a few people that do.
And you killed them, yes? She'd mutter something under her breath.
Not in the city, though. There's... people outside the city would not be affected by the modified memory spell, correct?
Correct, but they will not be immune to the news and propaganda.
Why would you have wanted us to kill the people that may have found out about her?
To keep this secrecy. She looks at you like you just asked a stupid question.
I understand secrecy is important, but if news gets out that the sister is actually alive, that breaks down the effect of the modified memory spell and casts into question the propaganda itself. And the fact that we never told anyone where she was going still keeps her location a secret, but her status as alive, it's kind of like a folk story.
I do not dislike your thinking. We have run that thought through our heads. However, the people of Serenity, we believe, are simply too far gone. You said that someone thought that they saw Bernadetta on the way in, the guards. How did he react?
He thought it was a impostor or someone pretending to be Lady Bernadetta.
Can I assume that he responded with violence?
Indeed.
This is the problem.
But
Do not
not
continue.
everyone who thought that we were... Not everyone who thought that we were escorting Lady Bernadetta responded with violence. There was one person, I forget the town, who was honored that we were doing such a deed for the country.
And this town was not within the bounds of Serenity. There lies my issue. I worry that those afflicted with the Modify Memory spell will react rather violently when confronted with a different reality. Everyone here is happy. No one is. There's no unrest. There is no rebellion. There is no sense that something is wrong. These people are pacified to believe that they are under the protection of this society of light. I do not know what else they choose to do as a group, but surely a swift and hostile takeover of an entire city was not a spur-of-the-moment decision when the power vacuum came into play.
Out of character, what section of the city are we in right now?
You are at the epidote layer, the very outer layer.
The layer that is not affected by the spell.
About where it tapers off a little bit, yeah.
Lady Bernadetta, who and how controls the magic that the obelisk emits? It's the Mage's Guild, right?
Absolutely, yes. I don't think that anyone else really even knows how it works intricately, besides the folks at the Mage Association. I couldn't work anything with it. But I hardly know magic. I understand that it's more complicated than just aiming a spell at it and have it, suck it up and do the... She, makes a big dome shape with her hands. I don't know how. But yes, that's typically where its responsibilities lie. And it would make sense if their main goal was to get to the obelisk that they would start at the association. I'm just surprised that they knew that.
I would know, or Patina would know, or I would assume probably know, who's the closest ally of the Three Sisters Solitude from a country perspective before the assassinations?
Let me look at the map. Probably the Red Scarbacks land. They're pretty unresponsive. Everyone's kind of unresponsive. Actually, no, the Sands of 80 Wishes for sure. Because they're at least responsive.
That is not good. It wasn't... character wasn't, Javro. Oh, no, that was Javro, Dictator of the Red Scarbacks, was also killed by the Libertas Bluetores. Ignore me, I am thinking to myself.
You were not misremembering. Bayuln of the Sands of 80 Wishes was also assassinated.
Oh, really? I don't have that anywhere in my notes. Who was it?
Oh, damn. Bayouln. Bayuln. He was one of the leaders of the Sands of 80 Wishes.
So, assassinated. Okay, so 3 countries' leaders have been assassinated by the Libertas Pugnatoris.
Mm-hmm.
That we know of.
That you know of, that news has gotten out about, yeah.
Jinza, are you familiar with the assassinations of Bayun and Jalro?
I do not know the intricacies of those events. I have been rather
But you know they
understandably
happened.
occupied. Yes, of course.
And that they were also by the Libertas Pugnatoris.
They are rather proud to announce when they kill people.
This is a problem. I was going to suggest that we potentially just take Lady Bernadetta to a new country. One allied with the Three Sisters and... But that will not work.
At this point, you could just throw her in the wilds and hope that no one finds her. She kind of snickers.
I also have a very big, important question.
Go ahead.
Well, first off, what do you think of this church?
I think it is a cult in the derogatory term.
Ah, good. I'm
This
glad
is
that
not
you're
a
normal. Yes, what is going on with this church, and why do they only believe in a single god?
They believe their god to be the only one or one above all others. They use interchanging language, so I am not always sure. But regardless, it is hogwash. Of course, there are multiple gods. We all know these. I do not know if they hope their god supersedes the rest or wishes to wipe out the others, but I doubt you could do such a thing regardless, especially with hopes and prayers.
Yes, it is quite concerning. I mean, I guess that is also kind of why I am here. At least partially.
Are you on an anti-religious crusade against these people? If so, you are most welcome in my company.
Well, wouldn't call that anti-religious. That sounds bad. But anti-cult? That has a better sound to it. But yes, I think my goddess might have sent me here out of concern.
Might I ask who it is that you serve?
Fata Serpentis, goddess of ocean and fate.
So you derive your religion from your home culture.
That is correct. She has
I
definitely
wish
her influence has definitely followed me here.
I do sympathize with your people and what they are going through in this country or continent.
Yeah, the people here do not like Tritons that much, don't they? Do they?
No, you are seen as an invader, but well, that is why we try to keep Lady Bernadetta safe, as to be a representative of all those who need a place to be, and this is now their home.
Well, when we entered, I did hide anything to do with my goddess, and to the people, I did seem like just another one of these priests or pilgrims. Perhaps I could have some sort of in to learn more about whatever this weird church believes in.
I do not mean this disrespectfully, but how strong is your mental fortitude? I do not believe most of these people are joining under their own beliefs and
I
agency.
am quite good at staying focused. I've
Very
seen
good.
much to put my faith into question, and it never really wavered.
Yes, but what if they try to wipe the existence of your faith from your mind completely? How strong is
My
your bond?
my goddess might have something else to say about that. They will have
Let
to try a bit hard with me.
let us hope that she keeps your best interests in mind while you are here. Well, I am glad that you have the wherewithal to hide your iconography before coming here. You would be snuffed out and taken away very quickly. This society puts on airs of comfort and love and all of these stupid shit that they certainly would never follow up on.
Patina's been thinking for a little bit. The Bayum, leader of the 80 wishes. There are 80 other leaders. They have not decapitated the country. It is just one of 80.
I do not mean disrespect. I thought that was a bit of a myth.
This is how right? Like that's Patina knows that's how the government.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm not trying to gaslight you. She just doesn't believe you.
No, that is exactly how the country is run. It is supposed to be a republic of 80 different states, if you will. And just thinking about it now, killing one is, well, certainly not the impact that it would have as it is in the Three Sisters or in these Red Scarbacks. Perhaps it is still a safe haven. I have not been there in quite a while, but that is where my mind is going.
I'm not going anywhere. Bernadetta's got her teeth clenched and her fists balled up. I'm not leaving the city until this cult is done. And even then, I have to stay here to fix things.
How?
Well, I would need a madam and an elder, and we would. It's a complicated process. It would all come after they're done and gone. There's systems in place that should take care of things like this. They only got this far because they completely wiped us out. Pauline would know what to do right now. But now the responsibility falls onto your shoulders very squarely, Shala. And Patina raises a good point. I would not wish you to be here if you do not have a plan. A solid plan. Bernadetta just kind of purses her lips and stares at the floor for a little bit.
A country that has withstood an assassination understands what a predicament this country is in. May be able to mount a response.
You you would be offering to be the ambassador or the person who shakes the hands in the situation.
I do nothing better.
Are you currently a political ambassador for the Sands? My apologies. I did not wish to stomp on your
Not of-
reputation.
You see Patina's feeling like very confident now. Of a sort, not of the Sands, but of an allied group. Much like yours, it is best not talked about so freely.
I will quiet my curiosity for now.
It will come a time, but now is not the time.
I gave Alexander a smaller brief of what happened here. I owe him many favors in my life and decided for him to cash in on one now. So he is getting a small operation done currently. But he should return to you by tomorrow. And she glances over at you, Moralized. You are likely spending the night by yourself tonight.
An operation as in a surgery?
I do not think it is quite as medical as such. You will likely be able to pick him up from the magic shop in town. It is called Misty's Magic Shop. Make sure that the M goes before the shop.
In the
It's called
epidote?
No, this is going to be in the obsidian layer. The owner is named Misty, and she is quite a handful, but I'm sure Alexander can handle her. I've seen him take worse.
the shop is called Misty's Magic Shop.
Yep, just one M.
Just that is a choice. Very well.
She does not. Well, you know, magic folk, they do not operate under the normal logistics of life.
Yeah.
Wait, as in like this?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Okay.
Maybe an apostrophe between
I put
Misty's, but yeah.
apostrophe.
Yeah.
I put an apostrophe
Yeah.
Misty's Magic apostrophe shop.
People who
Oh, you don't
study
need that
magic
apostrophe.
are
No,
very
it's
strange.
What?
Shop.
Yeah.
Misty's Magic Shop.
Shop.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
put
see.
an apostrophe.
Gotcha, there you
a
go.
break. My bad. I put a break in there, an apostrophe. That's what she was talking about. Because I did apostrophe shop. Shop.
That would make more sense. However, that's not how Misty rolls.
That's what I was thinking.
When there's a lull in the conversation, 64 is gonna open his tome and flip through and sort of gesture specifically towards Leonie and Patina. There was a gathering outside. I recognize someone from our old party.
Leonie is going to raise her eyebrows.
What?
Somebody from our old party? Who?
He just gives a shrug.
Okay, can you not remember what they look like?
Is it Captain Kincaid?
Who's that again? Is that the...
The
The
bird.
Birdman.
No, that's
No.
Leonie in character.
No. Is it the...
Wouldn't
It's
it be...
been
Okay.
months.
Literally, would it not... Do you not remember what they look like? Like,
Is it
with their
Liao?
eyes?
I don't
The
know her
man-
name.
Her.
What did they look like?
Not another woman in the group.
What did they look like?
He's
Describe
flipping through the
them.
book. He's flipping
Describe
through
it
the book.
faster.
He can't. He's looking for something. He's not finding it. He'll look and then he'll just, and he'll click. He'll touch the one that says cat.
Cat.
Cat. We didn't have a cat in the group.
We did not have a cat.
Is it some sort of witch traveling with a cat familiar? I know that is a stereotype.
No,
Can 64 write? He can't, right?
He can. He writes perfectly.
he can. He doesn't have a pencil.
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna
out.
pull. I'm gonna pull out a parchment and my my pen, and hand it to
64
him.
writes better than 64 writes better than Leonie.
I believe
Which
it.
you don't
Okay.
know if they can write.
Maybe we
He'll
should
like think
buy-
about it for a second.
Maybe you should keep that.
Think about
We have
it
a
for
wax
second.
tablet. I don't know what happened to it.
He has pencils. He can write. He just didn't have his book out.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have the. He doesn't write sentences in the tome. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be easy to communicate with it.
It'd be too big of a book.
But yeah, he'll think for a minute.
Cat.
Tan big cat.
Like Ginger?
Big
Tan.
cat. Hand. Big cat. And big cat.
Tan, big
Tan.
cat, T-A-N.
Hand.
T.
Hand. Big cat. It's okay.
Hand,
tan.
big cat,
Hand,
toenail,
big
heart,
cat, hand,
boom,
Hand.
Are you-
Big
bad.
cat.
Are you
Labubu, buy
talking-
chocolate.
Are you talking about the lion lady, Astrid?
Oh. 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 No.
Yes.
The one from the flooding.
Oh.
Oh shit!
God.
You
She spoke,
this woman
and the
already.
crowd repeated it. All of it.
What? Oh, God, what the fuck is she doing here? Actually, you know what? This place would be right up her alley, wouldn't it?
Ginger, are you familiar with Astrid, the lion lady?
I assume she looks over at 64. I assume you caught the afternoon sermon outside that Astrid likes to do.
We have history with Astrid.
Question for the DM.
Mhm.
Didn't she get washed up? Like, what happened? Yeah.
She like
Okay.
She tried to kill other people.
she like hurt herself.
Yeah, I thought she was dead.
She.
That is...
We used to work for Astrid.
What? You traveled with a cult
She like
leader?
recoils a little bit at that information.
I am
Hey.
being
Then you gave
honest.
me shit
and
about being a
Wait,
cultist.
wait.
I am being honest for a good reason that I wish you to trust what I say.
Ugh.
We used to work for Astrid because she told us that the ladies or the sisters were being assassinated, and that we were supposed to fight the Libertas Pugnatoris. She had a contact with them. It's been a while, and there have been many traumatic experiences since then. But we are no longer in contact with her. And the last we saw of her, she was leading people.
To their...
It was hard to tell. Yes, it seemed that she was leading people to their death.
No, it's
drown.
not even it seemed.
But
She
it
was
seems that she actually didn't lead people to their death. Since she's
No,
alive.
she entered
No.
this city with a mass group of refugees.
From the flood.
And you perceived this as someone leading people to their deaths.
We were stood on a tall building above the floodwaters, and she was convincing. Very convincing. She was convincing people to jump into the floodwaters. And I don't believe everyone survived.
Where was this flood? Surely you were in not slum for this.
No, we were in Pangressa. No, Misty Morning.
That does not make any sense. There is not much way for the lake of Icar to spill out onto you. Regardless, no, she did arrive with a large group of people. They called it the Exodus of something or other. Very fanatical, as cultists like to be.
If it is helpful, we do know some members of the Libertas Pugnatores as well.
Her head like snaps out of whatever she was thinking and says, "Tell me now."
What will you do with the information?
Try to find those people and bring them into questioning. And if they do not cooperate, we will kill them.
You know of their claims as to their reasoning of the assassinations, I presume?
They are never specific. They just simply claim that there is injustice taking place and that they were the people to come in and correct it.
No, there was
But
very
I am not aware.
There were specifics that they claimed to us. They seem to have proof, and they specifically did apparently prove it to one of our companions who is no longer with us.
How convenient. Nothing
Yes,
against
I'm very
you.
confused. Like, it sounds like you guys were on some sort of adventure before you met, like, me and
That
Alex
is-
and Alsha.
That is correct. Did we not already say that?
We did mention that in the beginning. You must have just forgotten.
It's like, I thought this campaign started when I got here. What the fuck?
What do you mean? What do you mean you had lore before us?
What do you mean you existed before I showed up?
I thought I
This is
was your first
NPC.
hooded friend. What the hell?
Hooded friend is crazy.
He claims that the Libertas Pugnatores presume that Elder Cynthia was, for lack of a better word, eating children.
She just stares at you, waiting for a punchline.
There is no punchline. And the idea and the Madame Pauline was assisting, taking kids and trading them with Jalro of the Red Scarback's land. Madame Pauline and Elder Cynthia ran an orphanage.
You are not incorrect.
Regardless,
There is.
that is what they are claiming. We have not seen. Well, currently, with what we can provide you, we have no proof for or against that.
I mean, one of the sisters is here. We could just ask her.
It is.
She kind of like side eyes Bernadetta.
It is likely that it was kept secret. This is the reason that I believed that Lady Bernadetta was not taken out with her companions, is that perhaps Lady Bernadetta did not know I'll look expectantly towards her.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but it does sound like a load of shit. I can't picture Cynthia ever harming anyone. It doesn't make sense to me, but they are overhauling the youth center. I just, that's not one of my projects that I'm assigned to, so I left it to the two of them. They told me not to worry about it. I've been there, Cynthia's youth center. It's in the obsidian layer, but it's fine in there. Kids are nice. I've done the big sibling program there. It's not bad.
Is
Like I
this
said,
youth
we
center still around?
Yes, it's the orphans have to be somewhere.
Hmm.
Yes, I can confirm that the orphanage is still working as normal, but I will look into this claim. Thank you for sharing.
The reason I mention it is if I am to give you information, if we are to give you information on the Libertas Publicatores, I trust that you will use that information to find the truth.
Of course, we will find the truth. All of these trading around secrets, although it is literally my trade, I find it disturbing. Especially if the consumption of children is evolved.
It seems far-fetched, but worth an investigation, no?
Of course. And you mentioned Jarro, and she's like mentally writing stuff down of like Jarro, Scarbacks. Okay.
I talk a lot. Does anyone wish me to not share one of our contacts with the Libertas Pugnatores? Mainly pointing to 64 and Lieni, you two.
Out of character.
I don't see why not. We shouldn't share, but
Hello?
what?
Hello.
I was gonna say
Hi.
sorry, just making sure. No, sorry. Give me a second. I was gonna say, out of character, could you DM me who it was again?
Is Jesse.
It was Jesse. Yeah. Everyone's here. Everyone knows him.
Guys,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
think
we're
they
trying not to tell
know.
Ginger.
Guys, Ginger's here. Shh.
DM.
I'm fucking listening
Well,
to you.
technically,
little
we know two
bitches.
members. We know Jesse and Faro, but we don't know where Faro is, and we do know where Jesse might be.
Can I just clarify something?
Go for it.
You know of a person with this Libertas Publicatores group who is... Didn't they try to kill us outside of Cagliostro?
No.
No?
Wait.
That was not them?
Cagliostro. What happened in
This
Cagliostro?
is so good.
The
to watch,
giant
bro.
bone snake thing that tried to kill us? The necromancer who blew up?
I don't believe that was them. Wait. They had a ticket with a snake on it?
I
What
think
the
Alsha's
fuck?
gonna fish around in her bag and pull out 2 parchment tickets with serpent-like symbols on each of them.
You are now obligated to go into detail. Who had these? These are our favors with Snake Way. This is currency with us.
They were bandits on the road to Cagliostro.
And there was a woman, a necromancer it seemed, controlling a giant bone snake. There's also a man who kept sneaking around. Seemed like your stereotypical assassin man.
This was
Were they
after.
going after you or going after the lady?
The
It
lady.
was the lady.
Fuck. Well, you have earned those tickets, and you will have an opportunity later to spend them, if you will. I gave Alexander a few more.
Clearly, it was someone who actually knows the worth of those tickets. That group.
Well, yeah, but
I mean,
what do these tickets do exactly?
They get you items, services, favors. It is a physical representation of how we do things. It's no different than coin, if it is confusing to you.
Interesting.
suppose it is possible that those bandits were part of the Libertas Pugnatores, but I don't believe they ever identified themselves as such, nor did I don't believe we recognized sort of signia. But it is possible.
I myself have not come across any iconography that the Pugnators align themselves with. I know that they are rather anonymous for the most part.
Yeah, I only assumed that was them because they were, immediately trying to kill us and especially her.
So were the guards.
Well, yes, but they seemed more panicked and weird.
The member we know, Jesse, an orc man, apparently a captain of one of the Libertas Pugnatores. We last saw him in Pengressa.
She kind of looks over at Leonie. Says, "You. Am I wrong in assuming that you have a tendency to talk loudly?"
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No.
I do not mean disrespect, but I was told by someone that was posted there that a darker skinned woman blurted out something about Cynthia eating people in a crowded bar or town square and slowly sent the town into chaos. And no disrespect, but I do not find that likely to come from. She just kind of points over at Patina.
Okay, well. And like,
Speaking of, I'm sorry for what happened downstairs.
Yes, that was a show.
I don't know about that. No idea. Well, listen. I don't know. I think it's actually quite weird that you would just, I mean, yes, we are both happen to be two slightly darker skinned women that knew of a situation that apparently the three sisters are eating children, but to assume that it's us that the two sisters are potentially eating children, and that
Allegedly.
allegedly. Actually, I'm not gonna say allegedly. I'm gonna eating sisters. Sisters. Fuck.
Eating sisters.
I mean, they probably were just children
I would not
sisters.
push him. Yeah, you know what? I don't. I mean, I think it's just weirder that you would just assume that it's one of us two. there are other darker skinned women out there.
I am just simply in the business of recognizing coincidences when they happen before they get too big. My apologies if I offended you. Surely
would
it must
just
have been someone
say-
else saying that exclusive information that you have.
Yeah,
What
but
in the
I
world
mean,
did you all get up to before I met you?
Truly.
It is actually small potatoes compared to what happened next.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to talk about that. Look,
So
I'm.
you say that the continue, my apologies.
I was just gonna say, I just think your informant should probably be better at describing people than dark-skinned woman. Keep that in note for next time. Maybe that could be something you can tell him.
She kind of shrugs and mutters like, "No one has a problem with it's a white guy, but when it's a darker skin."
No one wants to see a
Just
white
thought
guy succeed.
no, I don't have a problem when people say a calico cat, but here we go. This contact, Jesse. What was the nature of your relationship? Were you allies with this man? Was this also part of your traveling party with Astrid?
Was not, and also Astrid did not travel with us. She was more of a... She hired us, in a sense.
Factor.
Hmm.
Ba, 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 ba. Yes. I'm rereading the recap.
No
I've been
problem.
non-stop just reading all of my notes for this whole session.
I know this is a from day one all the way till now kind of session.
That's
Past
why.
stories. Okay, returning to Misty Morning, the town where everyone first saw Astrid's call to put a stop to the Libertas Punitores. After meeting with one of the enemy leaders, Jesse, the party was enlightened that Elder Cynthia was consuming children through her connections with local orphanages. On the way to meet Jesse, we saw the birth heart. Why were we talking with Jesse?
Because he was cute.
I
I
mean-
don't know.
From what
Truth.
I remember when I was playing Zavalia, is out of character by the way.
In my
we were
previous
hired.
life.
We were hired to. She knew of like a house that was housing Libertas members, and we were going to go there to assault them and clear them
Hell
out.
yeah.
Right, with
And
Faro.
then-
Faro was a person working with Astrid that turned out to be a Libertas Pugnatores member.
Yeah, and then Jesse showed up and was like, "Okay, let's explain what's happening." And then Faro also just like stepped up and
And
was
then
also
they
like,
took
"Yeah, here's what's happening."
and then they took Liouts, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a
All of this
complete
is
blank
correct
in
so
my
far.
mind. I don't know where they took Liouts or why they did.
That's because it was a separate session.
Yep.
And then Leon's blipped back and was like, "Hey, so, they're probably right."
Right. That's what I remember is like Liouts was like given proof that none of us were given. Now Liouts is gone. Come on, Alsha, think to your alternate life.
Come on, think.
Our connection with Jesse was initially hostile, and once one of our members was supposedly given proof, it turned into a more amiable connection. But we have not talked with him since many months before we took the job to escort the lady.
I do not clearly know the nature between Shala here and the Libertas Pugnatores. Given what I know so far, I would not be surprised if they would not kill her, since she
It's
is not involved in this alleged consumption.
that is what I understand as well. It, but there is so many moving parts and pieces. There is so much that we know and do not know, and don't know who to trust.
It is rather frustrating, isn't it?
Yes, now you know how I feel about my visions.
Well, I have told you everything that I can. I am
Why
rather
should-
exhausted.
Why should we trust you?
Given my allegiance to keeping Shala safe, and my prior allegiance that continues on until I die with Alexander. If as long as you are in good standing with both of those people, I see no reason for us to ever be enemies.
It's true, Alec is very, very good anchor here, so
He lets you call him Alec.
I don't know.
Must
Well,
have been
really-
But he is
traveling
not
for a
here
long
right now.
time. Yes.
I don't know. He seems chill like that.
If you're really suspicious of her, I could always call upon.
I am not suspicious. I am simply curious as to what she would have said to that question.
Very well, because I can divine her intentions quite easily.
Sometimes the answer itself is not the valuable part of a conversation.
Spoken as a woman of words would say.
And I prefer straightforwardness. It's much more easier.
I agree.
Very well.
It is easier, but this is not an easy world, it seems, so.
If that is everything that you have for me, that is all I have for you, and I do wish to retire.
Suppose we can talk in the morning if anything comes up.
Of course. I will find you. You are not the most inconspicuous party of people.
And you know what our rooms are.
Of course.
Though I do believe this will be the last night we stay in this place.
What? What is wrong with this place? It is fun.
Do not get me
Yeah.
started once again.
I thought we were good with this place. I don't. It seems like a good shelter to be.
I will say though that I hope they do update their menu soon because I do not want to eat like another one of those massive sandwiches before. It's too much.
Must find another inn in these outskirts of the city.
There is another Drake's Rest at the 2
That is
o'clock
not an option.
position. Okay, we have a boycott, I understand.
I think this restaurant. I mean, it's kind of homey. I think it's nicer than most. It's got like a lot of things, at least from what I've seen.
I
Um,
mean, it is quite nice against the whole backdrop of the city taken over by the cult. It warms me a bit.
Enjoy your warmth. I bid you all good night. And please do not let the spell take hold of you in the morning.
Once she leaves,
Mhm.
I will make sure the rest of the party, I'll say, if you feel the spell take hold, remember her transformation. That is what
I was just about to say. Well, yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I think that's the best thing to remember because it was so odd. No offense.
None taken.
Alsha.
Alshanniel, but yes.
Say my full name, bitch.
Alshanniel, I believe we owe you a partial apology at least. Indeed, it seemed that the lady was supposed to be taken to the Lake of the Ancients. Though given our directions from Soy Sauce, it seemed to be the right decision at the time. You were also correct.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm also sorry that I was so rude afterwards.
It happens. It is a stressful situation. I understand. But there are still things that you will eventually need to talk about. But I give you tonight to think about it.
She looks away from you at that last thing.
I will be in my room. The lady...
Bernadetta gets up and stretches. She's like, oh, it's finally bedtime.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Oh, Patina.
Hmm.
That reminded me. I just needed this like checked. So when I was in my room, I saw that they had like little fun facts by the bed. And
You're such
there was a fun fact about like there's like a
Mhm.
rainbow dragon. Isn't that cool? I thought that was interesting. I didn't know. Is that like an
Yes.
actual thing?
Ooh. You have like iridescent scales. That would be very cool.
I think they just like I don't know. They said it was like fun fact. There's a secret chromatic dragon that is just a combination of all the dragons and it's rainbow or something like that. I thought that was kind of crazy, but I didn't know if that was true.
That is very cool. Could you imagine what it would breathe? Good night.
She says with like a vein popping out of her forehead.
Could you imagine what it would breathe?
Is she lying?
You know,
I did not-
Leonie's gonna forever think about that now.
I didn't
That's
say a
so
lie.
funny. No, is Leonie just like fucking rage baiting her? Like,
No,
I would
she
be
didn't.
fine if you
She
want to say
wasn't
that
there.
was a
She
fun
wasn't
fact.
there. She
Leonie wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
That
She
was a
didn't
fun
know
fact by
that.
your bed. I love that shit.
That
I
was
love
just a fun fact that they had on the bed. I just thought that was a real one. Yeah.
All right.
If all the rooms actually have those little fun facts, let
Now
me
they do.
see.
Then Patina is sleeping outside.
No, I was gonna say
Just gonna burn
Patina.
one.
I'm checking my spells.
I'm writing that as a note that Leonie believes there's a rainbow dragon out there.
I'm gonna use, for the first time this campaign, I'm gonna use my emerald pen and
Holy shit!
change the words on the plaque to be accurate.
Oh, does this room have a fun fact?
And then I'm gonna go
This was
to
a
bed
room.
with the
Oh
lady
my
and
goodness.
set.
Should I?
You're gonna what?
Oh. I'm gonna set alarm around the boundary of the room as I always do.
Oh my goodness,
Very good.
Leonie, should I scry to see where this rainbow dragon could be?
Yeah, I mean, like, can you do that? Is that something you can do?
Absolutely, I am an oracle. That is my thing.
Leonie, her interest is piqued. She does want to see a rainbow dragon, and she wants to know where it is.
DM, can I use my deck of oracles to cast divination?
You can certainly try.
I'm going to ask Fata Serpentis, the oceanic goddess of fate, where does this rainbow dragon lie?
Where's this rainbow chromatic dragon?
And what are my
Yes.
answer options?
Ask again later. Ask again later.
The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Perhaps the rainbow
omen.
dragons are friends we met along the way.
The omen is about in the land of dreams.
A land of dreams.
Oh, I hate that place.
Ask them if they can give a break. Yeah, I was about to say 64 of all people. I hate that place.
Oh,
Man.
Rainbow Dragon
Put
is my sleep paralysis demon.
I was gonna say, can you just like ask them again, like for a better answer? That does
It's
really help.
Patina's persona.
Yeah, actually,
Ah.
my Mary persona.
that is
I
not
think-
how it works. I
I
cannot.
think we're
do that
reaching the
again.
end of the railroad right now.
Yeah, I was about to jerk us back on track here.
I should note that
Um,
we will have to visit the Feywilds at some point in the future. I need to
Is
see
that where
that
the
dragon.
Feywilds would have the rainbow dragon?
That is certainly not where the land of the dreams is here, but you can figure that out on your
Let
own.
me write that down.
So everyone's getting ready, winding down, going to bed. Is everyone returning to their rooms?
Yeah.
Morlai's already in his room. You guys are just leaving.
I'm like, Morla,
That's so
you're gonna
true.
feel lonely in
True.
there. You'd want to just hang out with us.
Yeah. Do you want to like? Do you guys want to hang out at all?
Leanie's gonna look over at 64.
He's just side-eyeing the two
I do know
of
how to
you.
braid hair.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to just stay here. It's like the same room, anyways. I think
It'll be fun.
64 is saying yes. I take that silence as a yes. I'm already made myself comfortable in Alexander's bed.
Okay. Everyone's lying down to go to bed,
Yes, man.
and we will start that long rest.
Yay!
As we are
Yay!
resting,
Oh,
about
fuck.
like 20, 30. Oh, fuck.
I forgot.
Oh, this girl.
This girl.
Oh, my
As we are
days.
resting, about 20, 30 minutes after the party splits, someone will knock on the door to Morlai and Alex's room, which 64 and Leanie are also in.
Oh, fuck. Oopsies.
Anybody know?
64 is getting his
Knock, knock.
64 is
Looking
getting his
at
hair
Morlai.
braided.
Yeah.
Knock, knock,
Morlai
knock,
will
knock.
just
Okay.
sigh and
Then,
look into
Leanie
at
can
the eye hole.
I was gonna say, Leanie can open it if you're braiding 64's hair.
He'll just like he'll like hand you the like some of your hair strands, like pinch, like okay, hold this really quickly. I will be right back. Seeing who's at the door, he will open the door and just say, "Oh, what do you need? Do you want to join us? I am braiding hair right now."
Expression doesn't change, really. It's still that kind of neutral expression you come to expect. She is notably in her comfortable clothes where she was not in before. Her hair is down. She does have her makeup on, though. But she looks over to 64 and to Leanie and just goes, there is, something I would like to discuss with you two, 64 and Leanie, if it would be okay.
Leanie's gonna
It's...
side
I'm
eye.
not saying that Morlai has to leave, but
Okay, good, because
have-
it is my room.
yes, I just have something important I must say to you two.
Yeah, Leanie's going to like side eye 64 in like visible confusion. Okay.
Morlai
First,
will shut the door behind her and go back onto the bed and continue braiding Leanie's hair.
I thought it was 64's hair. Oh, we're
My
doing a
hair.
train. We're doing
My
a train.
hair.
We're doing a train. I'm braiding 64's hairs and more like braiding Leonie.
Yep. This works.
Also just unfazed by it.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks over to 64, and goes, 64, I wanted to apologize for hurting you in the fight yesterday. It was a mistake. I'm sorry it took me so long to realize it. It will not happen again, I promise you.
64 is going to look around for the tome, and then when it's not in easy reach, just give you a thumbs up. He actually looks like pretty chill, at least compared to like
Nice.
some of the other interactions you've had.
He typically looks at her with hate in his eyes.
Not even hate, just like stare.
Got you. Okay.
Just a heavy stare, but no, he's noticeably just like more relaxed.
After seeing that, she just nods her head, looks over at Leanie. Leanie, I also I wanted to apologize to you too. I have been, no doubt, a difficult person to be around for everybody, but I have been especially difficult for you. I've been stubborn, I've been combative, and unwilling to see things your way. And I've caused you a lot of trouble, and I'm sorry for that.
Leonie's going to just stare at you as well. Or what, did you get visited by like a spirit that told you to be nice, or else something bad's gonna happen, or like what's with the switch up? I don't get this.
I just I've realized that the way that I viewed you and your way of seeing the world was fundamentally flawed. It was wrong. It was untrue. And I know that now. I did not know that before, but I do now, and I am sorry for you having to deal with me.
And Leonie is still braiding 64's hair, kind of tears her eyes away from Alshanniel. And she just, I mean, I'll take your apology, but that doesn't mean I'm going to forgive you.
I don't expect your forgiveness.
Good. Because it's going to take a lot more than that.
I know. Even if you never forgive me, I would not blame you. I have not been a good person. Not been a good person to be around. But I needed to apologize regardless. Oh, there is one other reason that I wanted to come in here. Leanie, before you mentioned that you can help with nightmares, yes?
Yes.
Would you be able to help me sleep tonight?
Leonie is going to, upon hearing that, like stop her braiding. She finally does look up. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I could just meet you at your room, I guess.
Sure, that works. It doesn't have to be now. It's not very late yet, but if you are ready to go now, we can.
That depends. Are you ready to sleep?
I am.
Okay. Morla, are you finished?
I finished like 10 minutes ago. I'm just
Oh.
adding unnecessary details.
Yeah, I added an extra braid to your other braid. I made the big braids into a bigger braid. Okay, can you finish up 64s for me?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you got really far for all of a sudden.
Man,
I know
that
this
room is really big.
Yeah, I know. Like, damn. I didn't realize you went across
I
the
was
room.
putting
That's
pizza
crazy.
in the oven.
Hey guys, this bed is really
That's what
long.
happens when
It's
you're.
really close.
This bed is really
That's what happens when you're in a room that can fit 3 Alexanders.
right.
It's the Alexander King bed.
Yeah, Alexander King bed. Lainey's going to just give a firm. It wouldn't be a pat, but it's not exactly a slap, but just a firm tap, I guess, on 64's head and scoots off the bed, which takes 3 minutes to get off because you got to scoot from all the way to the other end. So, and she waits for you, I guess. She opens the door.
She's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready as soon as you are.
If I die, you come for me. No, just kidding. She can hold her ground. But yeah, she'll let Al go first. She'll let Al go first,
Al.
and then
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so she walks out of the room with you following, immediately turns around once she closes the door, and then reopens it and reopens to an empty room with her belongings in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. I guess she'll let Alshanniel go in first before anything, but she does at first hesitate, but then goes in.
She goes in first.
This is so awkward. No, that's me out of character.
Okay.
No.
So, is there anything I need to do to prepare for this, to make it easier for you?
Whatever makes you go to sleep first, then she just hops up on the bed. Usually if you just rest your head on my lap, but if you don't, that's fine too. I can just sit elsewhere too.
I can do that. And she gently, cautiously rests her head on your lap.
She's like very stiff.
Yeah.
It's just awkward.
And she
Like,
got
I mean,
big muscle too, so that's extra stiff.
No, her thigh muscles are surprisingly a pillow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ask my two clients right here, 64 and
No,
more.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah. She then just lets her do that.
Yeah.
And then after a moment, she does the same thing that she does for 64 and the same thing she did for Morlai, where she puts her hand on her head and kind of coax you to go to sleep. Yeah.
I think she falls asleep pretty damn quick.
Damn, girl. Exhausted as fuck.
And I think as she does, you like it's clear to her that she loses consciousness pretty quickly, and within maybe like a couple minutes, her arm unconsciously wraps itself around your leg.
Oh, don't be cute! Don't be cute now! How dare you make my heart pang because I was cute and I'm going to stab you in your sleep. Anyways, that's
You're
fine.
welcome.
Whatever. Leonie just not fazed by that.
You can also, as you do this, you see glimpses of her dreams, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
TM, may I request that Leanie, myself, and you go into whispers for a moment?
Oh, balls.
Oh, guys, I
Sure.
get my own whisper session.
And
Or-
me.
Would it make more sense for 64 and Morlai to go into whispers so that way we can
Yes.
keep This
Yeah, I was
recording.
about to
Okay.
say.
I got it.
Get out of here! Leave!
Okay.
I'm scared.
You should
No,
be.
no scare.
Oh God.
So, throughout the night, Leanie, you see glimpses of a few of Alshanniel's dreams throughout the night. Dreams that she would have had if you were not helping her. First, you see naked, giant humanoid creatures with incredibly long, bony arms outstretched and floating high in the sky. One of them looks at you in the eyes and says, seemingly directly into your mind, "What must be done?" And then another looks at you and echoes that remark. More and more join in until they form a cacophony saying over and over again, "What must be done? What must be done? What must be done?" And now you're in another place. You feel cold air bite your skin. You feel claustrophobic. You walk down tight, decorated hallways, twisting and turning endlessly, unsure of where you need to go to get to your destination. As you walk down these hallways, you see parts of the walls look different, and upon closer inspection, you see that those parts of the walls are pulsating bulbous masses of red flesh replacing where some walls should be. And as you walk, more of the walls are replaced by that flesh, that pulsating flesh, until you are completely surrounded by walls of it. After an indeterminate amount of time, you find a wooden door surrounded by pulsating flesh walls. You open the door and weakly stumble through. But instead of stepping into another space, you feel yourself fall. All you see around you, an empty black void. And you find you're in another place yet again. This time a small, minimally decorated bedroom with gray concrete walls and ceiling. You're sitting on a too small, twin-sized bed, and you feel someone tap your shoulder from behind you. You turn around to see only yourself, Leanie, sitting right behind you on that bed. And without hesitation, she reels back and punches you in the nose.
Damn.
And those are all the dreams that you see glimpses of.
Let me put this down right quick. Sorry.
I can also send this to you in text.
Yeah, you're good. I just finished pretty much writing
I was
everything.
in bed with you.
Okay, sweet.
I was dreaming I was in bed with you in a concrete room with a twin bed.
Fine. This is the This is damn girl, you got some cryptic ass dreams.
Right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Let me put this in here.
Should be
Perfect.
good to drag the others in here.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah,
I got my
I'm all
notes
done.
down. I was about to say, I'm like, are we both going there now?
Really just, oh, she's going in there to tell them
Yeah,
that we're
tell
done.
them. Yeah, perfect. Mm-hmm.
What in the world?
Hello?
Hello.
Right.
Okay, so we will complete the long rest. And we're gonna kind of bum rush the rest of the morning to get us to the end point. Before I say that, is there any like mechanical stuff that we want to do in the morning? I know some people have some rolls to make.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
is there gonna-
64 gets a long rest.
I was about
Valid.
to say.
Alsha finally gets her long rest.
Let me do my roll.
64 did not have his teddy bear pair of thighs.
True.
Which, okay.
Let me check. I need to roll a D100. Nope. That's a 16.
That would be so fucked up if that happened right now, man.
Hey, do you remember that mechanic you made with me?
Yeah, that's gonna come to bite me in the ass one day.
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you who did get a long rest, make sure you get those back. Those of you who didn't, that sucks. LOL. And we are going to fast track. Whether you guys got breakfast at the Drake's Rest Inn or not, I highly doubt that Patina would let you guys do that.
I'm not gonna stop anyone. I'm just not gonna eat there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are you just waiting outside?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Last you guys knew, or last you were told, Alexander will be waiting for you at Misty's Magic Shop. So, I don't think I've ever given a proper map to you guys of Serenity, have I?
Not to them.
I fucking have one. Oops. Let me just throw that in. It's going to be in Humble Heroes, Sister Solitude, maps and
These are
info.
some good cards for my next day fate spread. I got the one card that I really wanted to get.
Fuck
For when
yeah!
we're in here.
Lucky draw. All right, so this
I
is
got the rogue
Serenity.
card.
You guys are in the absolute bottom to the right. That's the Drake's Rest Inn. And you guys need to make your way all the way over to Misty's Magic Shop, which is at like the 2 o'clock position in the black layer, which is the obsidian layer.
Right next to the other Drake's Rest Inn. Yay!
Finally!
Great
We
news.
can rest.
To stay
Yeah.
in the epidote for as long as possible. Minimize our exposure.
Very fair. So you guys are going to take the long way round?
Yep.
As we do.
Okay.
Lily, am I good to?
You are good. Do you want me to run the disclaimer?
Yes, ma'am.
Disclaimer.
Where
Hello.
did my disclaimer go?
Oh, I'll have you know that when Alshanniel woke up, like Leonie wasn't there. Yeah, she's gone. But like,
I love that.
yeah, no, it's like an awkward one night stand. You know what I mean? She like left immediately.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I know
64.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, 64
I-
failed his save, so he looks real bad. But it's okay.
I am going to hand off the narration to Nat, but a quick word before that. As we have all seen over the last few sessions, Alshanniel has had a lot on her mind. The turmoil is reaching a boiling point, and we will be taking a dive into her thoughts for the remainder of the session. This is going to be a rather heavy section, so be prepared for heavy topics. We have discussed this amongst ourselves, but I would like to say for the viewers that a content warning is advised for discrimination of disabled folks and suicidal thoughts. Go for it, Nat.
As we are walking. Yes, you are. As we are walking, Alsha's going to try to catch Patina. Kind of quietly walk up to her and just talk in like a low voice and just go so I have a bit of a personal errand that I must attend to today. I understand that we might do some shopping, have some things to do. I have a list if you could be so kind as to get these things for me. And she hands you a note and tosses her coin purse to you and begins immediately walking away.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay. She walks away. Anybody looking at her as she walks?
I'm gonna kind of just glance at the note. I'm not really looking at her.
64 is, but he
Yeah.
looks noticeably tired and he lets it go.
Leonie just like
More
looks over
than I
a little
will.
bit. Yeah, Leonie's
And
definitely
will.
looking.
Anybody who is watching her as she gets like maybe 30 feet away, you will see her quickly cast a spell, causing a dark, smoky substance to spray from her hands and form spiraling ribbon-like shapes around her, completely enveloping her body for a brief moment, before dissipating and leaving her nowhere to be seen. And Nix, I'm gonna send you what you see in the note.
Peanut butter. I need some eggs.
This doesn't seem like a shopping list.
Uh-oh.
will say once you guys handle any RP in reaction to the note, then I'm gonna take the reins and give like a long monologue.
Fuck.
So
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
any RP you want to handle, it's gonna be now or never.
What?
Patina's gonna cast jump on herself and move as quickly as she can to where Alshanniel
She
bamfed
is
from.
nowhere to be found.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
That's going to be a total of dirty 20.
Lily, I think it's safe to assume, even with that, she doesn't see her.
Oh no, yeah, no, you fail.
Yeah.
Interesting way to react to a shopping list. And Leonie's gonna try to pluck the shopping list from. Well,
You're not.
I assume Patina
you're
would come back.
nowhere near.
I was about to say,
Patina.
is Patina going to? Oh, actually, let me see. After seeing like Patina, like go up like without any say, Leonie's going to furrow her brow. Definitely does like a little jog and kind of motions for everybody to kind of just come along. Is she like on? I'm gonna see. Yeah, I'm gonna climb up that whatever nearest building because she doesn't have anything like that, but she is really good at climbing.
Why is Lainey climbing a building?
Well, where did Patina go? Did Patina go on top of like a rooftop or something, or did she just jump?
she just went. I'm using the jump spell as a long jump so I can boost my speed a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But it was just to get
like,
to where
the
she teleported from.
Sorry, my
Patina's gonna kind of jog back to the party.
Did she forget something on the list or something?
Alsha's in trouble.
Hmm?
Alsha is in trouble.
What way? Is she going to do something foolish?
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Can Leonie try to pluck the note from you and try to see what it is?
Yeah. I'm not holding it very tight. Yeah, I'll copy and paste it to you.
Send you exactly. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got it.
I gotcha.
Is it safe to be read aloud for the class, or do we want to just paste it where everyone can read it?
I'm fine with whatever the party decides.
How about Alsha reads aloud?
There you go, Alsha.
Let's do it.
So you can have your emotional timber.
Oh, there's more. Don't you worry. But first, just a preface. Provided with the note that Alshanniel gave to Patina was her coin purse, which contained 54 gold, 9 silver, 5 copper pieces, as well as the 2 parchment tickets with the serpent-like symbols. And the note reads: Patina, Alexander, Morlai, Leni, 64, and Lady Bernadetta. Words cannot express the depth of my guilt at the way I have acted in your presence. Despite that, I must try. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am so very, very sorry. I do not expect your forgiveness. Rest assured, I do not think I deserve it myself. Even as I write this weak, inadequate apology, I understand that my motives to do so come from a place of selfishness. And so too, from that very same weak, selfish part of me, I have decided to leave. I too am sorry both that I had you suffer my presence for as long as I have, and that I am now too weak to even follow through to the end of our mission. Finally, there is one last message I must share with you as it relates to Lady Bernadetta and the fate of this plane, perhaps even the fate of all planes. Whatever you do, do not take Lady Bernadetta to the Lake of the Ancients. If you do, she will be in the hands of the Winter Court, which seeks to force all people of this realm into complete subservience to it and its ruler, Queen Mab. The Unseelie Court will do whatever it takes to achieve its goal, even if it means bringing the apocalypse that Morlai foretold. Something I believe will become reality if the Winter Court captures Lady Bernadetta. Goodbye, and good luck to you all.
What the fuck?
I'm going to kick her ass when she comes back. And she will be coming back.
I don't know if she will.
No, she will be coming back.
The Unseelie.
The Fey Realms.
That is not what I was expecting.
It is something I suspected. I followed her into the woods one night and listened to a conversation she had in Sylvan with someone who seemed very, very angry at her. Didn't want to bring it up. Wanted her to talk about it on her own time. But not like this.
So, she disappeared?
Marla, you can do divination magic, right?
Technically, yes, I can divine certain knowledge, but a specific location, well, I don't think I can do a specific location. I can... Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. In my morning readings, I did not foresee any sort of opportunity like that. I am sorry.
Wait. I should have hunter's marked her.
And with that panic, we will shift over to what Alshanniel has done after disappearing.
Alshanniel walks around aimlessly for about 20 minutes. The entire time, her mind a storm that relentlessly batters her ego with all of the countless failures that she has collected over her long, long life. She thinks about her childhood, when she snuck away from home alone to explore the woodlands and the outskirts of the city, only to get herself hurt by a roaming beast and rescued by a patrolling knight. She thinks about her fearful admiration for the knight who rescued her, how she's never been able to be that kind of knight to anyone else in her life, despite how much she wanted to be. She thinks about her time in school and how she was somewhat frequently the victim of abuse from her classmates, but she could never stand up for herself. She remembers a fellow classmate in her school, another Eladrin girl named Valifera, who would bravely and violently scare her abusers away. Then she thinks about how, later, even after she and Valifera grew closer, Alshanniel was always too weak and scared to do the same for her. She thinks about when she was a low-ranking knight, sent on a mission to force a city into alignment with the Winter Court. She remembers the death all around her, the screams of people she fought, and the look of terror on Valifera's face as she and Alshanniel perpetuated that death and suffering for too many people to count, too many to bear. And she remembers thinking that all the court and it stood for might be wrong. She questioned if the court's promises could make all of this worth it. But always, she was too weak to face that truth. And so she buried it, and continued killing and sacrificing for the courts. She thinks about her desires to support Valifera, always inhibited by her inability to face so many painful truths. She thinks about one of many times when Valifera expressed her pain to Alshanniel, and how the only comfort Alshanniel could ever give her were empty platitudes about camaraderie and fulfilling their duties together. She remembers the pained, pitiful expression that Valifera made whenever Alshanniel responded as such. And she remembers how Valifera's expressions of pain gradually shifted to ones of desperation and determination, a carnal need to escape the court in one way or another. And how, again, all Alshanniel could ever give her were empty platitudes that upheld the promises the court amply supplied all of their lives. And so, Valifera gave Alshanniel what she deserved, and she left. She thinks about her struggles to motivate herself to continue moving forward when Valifera left, how she dreamed of escaping through death even then, but still was too much of a coward to follow through. She thinks about her many, many failures she suffered throughout this mission. She thinks about when Isabeau was in danger, in a very similar situation she was in many years ago as a child. And yet, all she could think about in that moment was how she could act to better align her behavior with that of a model citizen of the court. She thinks about when she intimidated Bernadetta into disclosing information she clearly didn't want to share, forcing her to agree to abandon her people, all so she can help Alshanniel fulfill her duty to the court. She thinks about how terribly she acted towards 64, how she had convinced herself that he was inferior to her because of his disability. And now that her delusions had been shattered, she knows her actions were also influenced by her seeing a particularly vulnerable persona she took in her past in 64. A persona slightly more open and vulnerable than the one she typically showed, and yet one who still committed failure after failure, all the same. She thinks about how her own biases and projections made her decide that it was okay to hurt him. And she thinks about the countless lies she supplied to her traveling companions, from her origins to the true nature of her mission, to the fear and uncertainty she has carried with her through every step. It's obvious to her that she's not strong enough to resist thinking about such painful things. She doesn't waste the energy to even make an attempt to stop it. She just walks, letting her mind assault her however it will. After about 20 minutes of walking, she thinks she's had enough. She walks back to the Drake's Rest Inn. She steps in, avoiding the paths of any people she knows can't see her. And she enters the stairwell and walks up and up and up to the roof. In this moment, her feelings of anxiety and self-hatred are numbed slightly as she assures herself that her escape from this pain is within reach. A feeling of clear-headedness washes over her, one that she happily welcomes. She lingers by the entranceway, sitting with this peaceful moment for a little while. She thinks, I am a failure, a coward who never thought about the needs of anyone but herself. She slowly walks a bit closer to the edge of the roof, and she thinks, I have hurt so many innocent people, and I'm going to continue doing so for as long as I live. She slowly continues a little closer and closer, almost to the edge of the roof now. She thinks, every moment I continue living hurts more and more. I want to stop feeling this pain. I can't take it anymore. She stands at the edge of the roof, looking down at the people of Serenity going about their lives. She thinks, so long as I continue living, I will doom all of these innocent people to a fate of unfathomable suffering and death. Her mind wanders back to her recent companions for this most recent mission. She thinks about Patina, her reliable competence in nearly every regard. For most of the time she's known Patina, she deluded herself into believing that they were on equal footing. To some extent, she even deluded herself into believing that she was superior to Patina, because she believed that the ways Patina authentically expressed herself made her weak and undisciplined. But Since the last couple days, even looking back at the entire mission with the truth unveiled to her, she knows that she is a weak, temperamental child compared to Patina. She thinks about Alexander, his drive to protect and nurture those around him, and his wisdom. Alec is a bastion of guardianship and cooperation. She thinks Alshanniel envious about him. She feels shame that she could never embody those traits through her long life. And yet, attached to this beacon of protection and unity is a man who openly and fearlessly shares both his wisdom and his regrets. The knowledge that the part of him that she envies even more than his surface-level traits is that brave openness. Again, reminds her of how inferior she is to her companions. She thinks about Morlai and his faith. Morlai is deeply devoted to his goddess, much like Alshanniel was devoted to Queen Mab. And yet, unlike Alshanniel's faith in her queen, Morlai's faith never isolated him from their companions. If anything, his faith seems to be a source of connection with the others. In this moment, Alshanniel finds it incredibly unfair that Morlai's faith and tradition seems to bring him connection and happiness, whereas hers only ever brought her pain and isolation. She thinks that maybe the two of them could have gotten along if the real Queen Mab was more like Morlai's goddess. But that's not how the real Queen Mab is. She thinks about Bernadetta, who cares and respects not just for herself, but everyone around her and everyone she governs. The care and respect that Bernadetta shows is yet another constant reminder that Alshanniel's beliefs about what makes a good political leader were nothing more than biases and projections. And what confuses her the most about Bernadetta's caring and respectful behavior is that she readily extends it to Alshanniel, despite the fact that Alshanniel has shown her time and time again that she isn't to be trusted or cared for. Bernadetta seems to have forgiven Alshanniel's actions, and that hurts more than anything. She doesn't deserve forgiveness from anyone, especially not from Bernadetta. She thinks about 64, his disabilities and oddities contrasted with his quiet, controlled competence. The court taught her that the disabled and the atypical were inherently weak and immoral, and because of that would only slow everyone else down and needlessly complicate things. But 64 hasn't caused any problems on this mission. He communicates and acts a little bit differently than the others, but he's been an incredibly valuable asset to the team. Much more valuable and cooperative than Alshanniel ever was and ever will be. She thinks about Leonie, her deeply personal sense of justice, her fierce unwillingness to do what she doesn't want to, and her passionate drive to protect 64's well-being and honor. It's extremely painful to admit it to herself, but deep down, in a place she's tried relentlessly to keep buried for these past 8 excruciating years, Alshanniel admires the traits she believes Leonie to embody. And that admiration of traits quickly grew into a complicated, repressed admiration of Leonie. And that admiration made her feel so very afraid to be around Leonie, because those exact traits were what the court identified to be treasonous. According to everything she's been taught, Leonie should have been someone she was disgusted by. And yet, deep down, the way she felt about her was so much more complicated and distressing than that. She suddenly feels a sense of nostalgic warmth overtake her, which makes her think about Valifera, her bravery, her unapologetically personal sense of justice, and her unrelenting, passionate, and dangerous desire for freedom, in every sense that one can even interpret the idea of freedom. And she felt that. And she felt all of that, even expressed all of that to Alshanniel so many times, despite being taught over and over again that to even think those things was treasonous, a betrayal to both their queen and their compatriots. Alshanniel always wished so deeply to take on those parts of Valifera as her own. But her walls never dropped, not to Valifera, not even to herself. She was always too scared to accept that hard truth that she wanted to change herself into someone that everyone in the court would see as an enemy. Alshanniel feels that wish deep in her heart and tightly grips her chest. She remembers Valifera's face and her immense variety of expressions she shared with Alshanniel when they were alone. Ones ranging from pure joy to burning passion, to that sad yet pitying one she always had when Alshanniel let her down. She remembers the wide variety of expressions that her recent companions have shown her too. Patina's expression of joy when she picked up her newly embroidered clothes, and her expression of frustration and distrust when Alshanniel lacked the courage to continue walking to Serenity, lacked the courage to be honest with her and the others. Alexander's expression of determined compassion when he recalled his complex experiences with fatherhood, and his expression of resigned disappointment when Alshanniel told him that she didn't think she was wrong for hurting him in 64 in the fight the other day. Moralized expression of joy and satisfaction as he swam in the Thanfell River, and his expression of horror at recalling his vision of the future that Alshanniel is responsible for. Bernadetta's expression of nostalgic joy as she recalled her favorite places in Serenity, and her expression of determined anger after spitting on Alshanniel's hand. 64's expression of genuine curiosity when he asked Alshanniel to write her name in his book, and his expression of frustration and anger when Alshanniel shamelessly said that she had no regrets about hurting him and Alec. Leanie's expression of determined care as she took Isabeau back to Mabrave, and her expression of boiling rage when she tried to punch Alshanniel in the face as revenge for hurting 64. Her legs start to feel weak as they begin to shake, and she almost loses her balance, falling forward, but she weakly regains it. She looks into the horizon and feels tears pooling in her eyes and streaming down her face. She cups her face in her hands and she begins to quietly sob and sits down with her knees up against her chest. Her heart aches more than it ever has. She doesn't want to die, damn it. But she can't keep living if she doesn't change how she lives. Change how she is. She doesn't want to make the people she cares about, the people she loves, make those pained, pitiful expressions anymore. She doesn't want to sacrifice for the queen anymore. Fuck, she wants to be strong and brave enough to understand, accept, and express herself like Valifera did and like her companions have done every single day she's been with them. She wants to be like the people that the court taught her were nothing more than undisciplined, weak freaks. As painful as this truth is, she now finally knows that teaching to be a lie. And she knows that all of those people that she admires are so much stronger than her, not weaker. And maybe she can be too. It won't change any of the atrocities she's committed throughout her life. It won't change the moments where she hurt the people she cared about. And it won't change the way she's lived her life up until now. But maybe if she tries to live like they do, she can change her future, change her fate. Maybe she can find a life worth living. Alshanniel takes a deep breath and removes her wet face from her hands. She opens her eyes and slowly stands to her feet. With effort, she steadies herself and quietly takes a step back from the ledge. The noise of the city around her dissipates, and all she hears is her heart beating in her chest. It's so loud. Her right hand is shaking. She moves her fingers and palm, stretching it out despite the shaking. She hears her heart beating faster, louder. She slowly, silently raises her trembling right hand up to her right ear, which wears her sapphire and onyx earring. Suddenly, a familiar coldness returns to her ear, and she hears the cracking of ice crystals forming. A voice speaks to her. Alshanniel, report. Current situation. Her heartbeat fades into a loud ringing in her ears. She wants to live. And to live, she has to change. She'd be a fool to think that change would come without sacrifice. But it's a sacrifice she's choosing for herself and not for her queen. One made out of hope and not delusion. She tightly closes her eyes, and she tightly grips her earring and yanks on it as hard as she can, and she suddenly feels a searing hot pain all over her ear. She drops the earring onto the ground, feels tears streaming down her cheeks and hot blood and cold ice crystals streaming down her chin and falling from her ear. She opens her eyes, looking down at her feet, and she lifts her leg and forcefully stomps on the earring, shattering it into several pieces. She looks up, back at the horizon. After a moment, the ringing in her ears gets a bit quieter, although the pain in her right ear is still extreme. She casts a healing word on her ear, closing the wounds, and tries to use prestidigitation to clean off the smeared makeup, dried tears, and blood, but she doesn't do a very good job of it. Her eyes remain smeared with black eyeshadow, and some places around her ear and chin still have some dried blood. She stays here for a long time, until the sun sets, after which she walks back down to ground level and makes her way back to the common area of the inn.
And that is where we will end the session.
What the fuck?
Okay, damn.
Oh, that was really good. Also, I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
I hate you. I was just sitting there. I'm like, damn.
God.
Now I feel like
That was
a
really
fucking
good.
bitch. Oh my
Thank
That
god.
was fantastic.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, that was really
Yeah.
good.
So
I
that's
called
why
it.
she's
I
been
called it.
weird.
I
Yeah, you and
called
Yonka
it-
both called it very hard.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's why Leonie was like, what the fuck? Are you?
Yeah,
Everyone-
64 saw. I was
you
like,
know
oh
what
yeah,
is
that's
so bad?
crazy.
You know what's really bad? I had to change my words because I was like, let me make it lighthearted. Let me make it a
Yeah, no,
fucking,
it's so lighthearted. There's no way.
no,
Self.
but that's the thing. I was originally Leonie was gonna say, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna kill yourself? That's what I was gonna say originally, but I'm like, no, let me make it lighthearted. I'm gonna be, what did you get visited by the ghost
You
of Christmas
did say
past?
that out loud, out of character, redacted it, and Lily and I were screaming in DM.
What is she gonna kill herself? What the fuck?
It's like, yo, she's on to you, man.
No, there's perhaps it's just like any like the medical in me and noticing any sort of red flags. But if
Yeah,
anyone comes up to you like that and immediately starts apologizing, put them on a watch list immediately. And I was like, something's gonna happen.
Baker's Act right now.
Yeah, can we? Where's the Baker's Act in this?
How many words was that?
Over 2,500. Over 2,600.
Jesus.
Yeah, it sounded about right. It was like 20 minutes or so.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, girl,
You timed that so well.
I was
That
at
was
this
good.
for weeks, guys.
Damn.
No,
I could
it
tell.
shows. It's very
It
good.
shows, yeah, with your meticulous notes about
Was this-
everything and reactions about things.
Was this something you planned since the initial idea of Alsha?
It was something that was lightly stewing in my head. I knew what her character arc was, and I knew I wanted her to be a symbol of like
Conflict.
Breaking
conflict,
a cycle?
breaking a cycle, and just like living your life in delusion for so long, and also just like being meta, being a metaphor for realizing that you're transgender.
That too.
Like
Yeah, I was gonna say I can just hear the pink
Look.
opaque.
the pink of pink. Yeah, but once things started getting more and more heated, and she got that second communication with the court that Patina eavesdropped on. She learned that basically, like, her mission was to cause that apocalypse that Morlai saw, and once I'm like, okay, it's this heavy, that's when I locked in with Lily, like, okay, she is going to almost kill herself.
She's gonna have she's gonna have a scarred ear, right? She's gotta.
Yep, she's gonna have a scarred ear, and it's also going to have, like, a kind of frostbitey kind of appearance.
Fuck yes.
Ooh, yeah. No, when you started talking about that previous person that Alshanniel used to have a connection with, I was ill because I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
she
know.
sounds just like Leonie. Oh, I know she's so. I was like, oh, I know she was so mad. I know Alsha was so what's the word?
Self-hating, self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating when Leonie was chewing her out for not helping God, what's her face? The little girl. And I was like,
Isabeau.
Isabeau, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, twin. I think you needed to hear that. I'm sorry. I think you needed to hear that. I think you needed someone to bully you. I'm sorry.
I am so glad that Alsha is going to get to see Patina's arc, because she's gonna have she's gonna have things to say.
Yeah.
Because they are
I'm
way
so
more
excited.
similar, I think,
Yeah.
than you understand.
Yeah.
Asha will get her ass
You
beat,
understand
though.
why I literally cannot stop thinking about this fucking campaign, bro. Like, there's so much sauce being cooked here all the time. It's so nice that everyone's got, like, some good shit going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. With permission, can Leonie beat the fuck out of Alshanniel when she comes back?
100%, yeah.
Okay, good, because I think she needs it. I don't know. I feel like you need it.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I really
to my narration.
It was so good. It was so
Yes.
good.
You make me want to keep going with the weird 64 thoughts I have in my notes app.
Please.
I'm trying to find the because I
Alrighty,
have a
gamers.
thing.
I gotta piss like a racehorse.
Go
so
piss,
go,
girl.
This girl.
Where's my
I'm
race?
gonna go pee and eat. Thank you guys so much for playing. I had a great time. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
You know
Good
what?
night, everyone. I'm
Freaking,
also.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.